Hi everyone, it's Cal. I'm in the little house. This is sort of my little creative workshop, which I love it in here because it's so quiet and no one ever comes out here, and it is at the back of the property. Um, I wanted to come on today and talk just a little bit about the sort of divine mother. Um, because I think that, well, in Italy here, she has sort of been shrunk down to a mother and baby. But that is not who she is. She is that, but she is more than that. So that's one little aspect of her, but she is everything. And her language is in metaphor. So the more we can understand the metaphor of our dreams, the metaphor of life, the metaphor of our diseases, then the more we can understand what it is she's communicating to us, because she is always trying to put us in alignment, because the more we're in alignment, the more we can have direct communication with her. And her direct communication is not through voice, it is through impulse and understanding. So I'm sure you've been in a situation where you've had suddenly sort of a waft of insight come into you. That is her intelligence, and her intelligence is emotional, and it is the fastest thing known to life. It is the fastest thing known to the universe, because her being permeates everything. You could say that everything lives within her being, and yet within her being, she permeates everything that lives within it as well. So emotionally, she can get to the crux of the issue. She can communicate to you in an instant, and she can direct you at all times, and she plays no favorites. So if you're a bad mafia guy or if you're a saint, she treats everyone as her child. So everyone gets the same treatment, which is undivided attention and direction. And she is the ultimate truth. And this is why she's the preamble to language. Language is slower, language is more linear, language is more direct, but language is not more accurate than the impulses that she is sending. And this is why when you see her in these old paintings, you will see her being standing on the moon, because the moon energy encompasses that aspect of her being. She controls the tides, she controls the flow of everything, and she's always trying to put everything into balance. But it is the mind that gets out of balance. The mind is the child that is sitting in her arms, and this child is the apple of her eye. This child is is what gives her life, like joy. This child gives her joy. I think that's better. When I say life, I meant sort of joy. So getting into alignment and understanding emotion is critical. And that's why emotional intelligence is such a big commodity to have, because you understand things without having a linear understanding of them. And that is critical, especially if you're out in the world, because we can feel everything that's going on around us, and feeling tells us more than what somebody's words do. And of course, their body language tells us something too. But nothing is faster or more accurate than feeling. because when you get an injection of feeling, usually we get it when we're in a state of jeopardy. You know the truth of that situation in a moment, um, and to poo-hoo it will be to your detriment. So listening to the invisibleness of being is critical on our path to greater and greater self-discovery, and of course interacting with the world. So not only is she the all, and is she emotion, she actually is at the crux of controlling all the stars, all the bodies that you see in the sky. And that invisible nature inside you, that whole emotional component, controls everything that's going on inside you. So when it comes to illness, that really plays, understanding this emotional intelligence really plays a critical part in healing. Sometimes you just take over without knowing, oh, I'm really overtaxed. I'm going to just lie down right now and have a rest. So that is sort of doing without thinking deeply about it. And we're doing this all the time, like just really all the time, when we blink our eyes, when we scratch our back, when we, you know, feel a little ailment, we move ourselves in some way to try to either to release it and get back into alignment. Alignment is feeling good, of course. So the Divine Mother and her child, we are her child, and the child is growing into this sort of masculine component, which is how do I say this, which is metaphoric of what's going on in life. Mother, father, baby, there's masculine, feminine in the universe, and then the offspring that they're making, which is us. The mother, however, is just like sort of the king and queen on a throne in a way. The father is the outward speaking, talking, the movement that you see, but the mother, the wife, is the behind the scenes telling him how he should do it. And she controls everything in the end. And to not listen to her is detrimental at any level. So all of us have this component of masculine, feminine within us. So, it's kind of like your mother. Your mother always wants the best for you, and she's always directing you as best she can. But still, there is nothing more stronger than the Divine Mother streaming through you and moving you along the path. She sees all things around you. She sees all things in hyperspace that are connected to you. She sees things, all things futuristically and past. She permeates all of it, so she understands it intrinsically. Now, the father aspect is the part that's helping refine us, because it's through movement that we come more and more into alignment, through movement of our everyday, even through exercise, and somatic healing practices, etc. Movement is helping us understand without understanding. So it doesn't tax the mind as much as linear learning. And this is the father aspect of our being. Now, the difference between the father aspect and the mother aspect is that the mother loves all equally. Everybody is her child. So axe murder, freshly born, loving baby, she doesn't see any difference. And the father aspect is the judicial aspect. He's the one that says, tit for tat, we have to balance the scales. He's the one that says, this is not right, and this is the penalty. So And that's what we have sort of established on the globe. However, the mother, the feminine force that speaks metaphorically to us at every level of our being and emotionally at every moment, she can transcend all borders, everything. You could be in a situation where you're locked in a prison, but exuding her deep force for extended periods of time brings bounty to you. And if you so desire the doors to unlock, they would. So this is the critical thing about meditation and aligning with the divine force. By aligning with the divine force, you get everything what you want. And breathing is the beginning of that. So the intake and the expel of air, because remember, you're on this planet to evolve. You've been born, you've left her very, very small. You're coming into being, growing to become very big, and then you're going to be joining back with her. She at all times is wanting you. The love is deep, 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 compassionate love that no human can possibly imagine. No monks in the Himalayas that are at these deep. It is so deep. It's profound. And the deeper your resonance gets with breathing, in meditation, through your yoga, through any kind of exercise, the deeper and more resonance that your breathing becomes, the more pace, the deeper pull, and the consistency of it, that opens the door to good things coming to you. I know, right? You don't have to go out there and get it. It will come to your doorstep. But the work is body work. The work is breathing work. The work is alignment in every way possible. And the goodness just begins arriving. So aligning with her force trumps all. But of course, I wanted to say a little bit about the father force, because the father force is so much fun. The grandeur, the pomp, the showmanship, the intellect in all of its finest arrays, that can really make life beautiful. I mean, sitting in meditation, you're sort of 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But when you get deep into meditation, you almost get 2 feet out. So for me, it was having the balance of life that is really tricky to get. That balance of being out, but being in. Mother force and father force together. And then you get a real fantastic experience of life that is tintillating and rich in so many ways. And also all the goodness is flowing to you in all its invisible spectacularness. So those are the 2 forces. And I wanted to point out the deep resonance of the mother again. I like to every so often, because it's so vital that we start these mind-body practices. And it's not overnight. It's slow. She's slow. The father force is her emotional intelligence is fast. But on the planet, in this material world, it's slow to pick up speed. But once you pick up the speed and you're in the driver's seat, then it's all the good stuff starts funneling down the pipes. The father can be instant in so many ways. So instead of sitting here in meditation and going, I want this bowl in my hand, I want this bowl in my hand, I can just reach over and grab it. And that's the father force. But when we're talking about really big bounty, she's the one to go to because she's going to do all the invisible stuff that you can't reach with your hands. And that's incredible. So again, finding the balance is critical. I did just want to come on and talk about her power, because her power is ultimate power. She is the force. And when you get into understanding her force, then you know which way to go, which way to lean, which hand to rise, which foot to kick, which arm to pull back, because it's happening without thinking. It's happening because you're just following the movement. And that's why dance and, you know, getting into martial arts and movement, Tai Chi, and all of these soft movement practices are really critical, because you're following the energy, you're moving, and you're understanding, you're training yourself to understand subtleness, because she is subtleness. And the more you get into the flow of that understanding, then the more you get into the flow of her being. And that's really where we all want to be. And again, that is the real mother force. That is not the mother and baby. That is not the mother and baby. She has a baby on her lap because she's the one that is raising the baby. She is teaching us to understand emotional intelligence and how to wield its power. And when you get to those depths in understanding this, whether it's through whatever avenue you take, then you will be served, because we are born to be kings, and energy, the elements of nature, will serve us. And everything that you see around you and things that you don't see are all the 4 elements of nature. So the mother force, she's the big one, she's the boss. And I think I have a video on how to meditate in just 3 easy steps. And if you just practice those 3 easy steps over and over and over, you will not only have enlightening experiences, you will get into the mother force. So I'll post that at some point down below. Other than that, again, I just want to point out the Divine Mother. So I hope that this video was useful, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Goodbye for now.